Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You won't believe what's brewing behind the scenes in the NFL's NFC West, and it's got serious implications for the San Francisco 49ers. Rumors are swirling that the Denver Broncos are considering making a blockbuster move, trading Patrick Surtain, one of the league's top cornerbacks, to San Francisco. Yeah, you heard that right. The Broncos, who have been quietly restructuring their roster, are eyeing the 49ers as a prime trade partner in what could be one of the most seismic shifts in the NFC this season. According to sources close to ESPN's Jordan Schultz and others close to the NFL scene, Denver is exploring this possibility as part of a broader strategy to manage their cap space and strengthen their secondary for the future. The deal being discussed involves the Broncos sending Surtain to the 49ers in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, along with a young cornerback who can step in immediately. The Broncos are aiming to free up cap space, especially with the transition of their quarterback, Russell Wilson, and their focus on building a more balanced team. Denver's defense has been quite solid this year, holding opponents to just 19 points per game, but they're also aware of the need to bolster their secondary and address some cap constraints. Right now, they have around $15 million in cap space, but that's not enough if they want to keep key players like Sutton, who's also in line for an extension, or make further moves. Meanwhile, the 49ers have been quietly eyeing cornerback upgrades to improve their already stout secondary. With the recent injury setbacks and the need to mitigate Green's neck issue, which flared up again around Christmas, San Francisco is looking to add a defensive superstar who can elevate their defense into even more of a lockdown unit. Surtain, who's 25 years old, has been known as one of the best shutdown corners in the league, earning 2 Pro Bowls and posting some impressive stats over the last few seasons. His ability to take away top receivers and force turnovers could be the missing piece that takes the 49ers' defense to a new level, especially as they gear up for what looks like another deep playoff run. Now, let's talk about Surtain himself. At just 25, he's already established himself as an elite CB with a career of 5 seasons, averaging around 50 tackles per year, 12 interceptions, and a PFF grade that hovers around 88. 2. His coverage skills are elite with a PFF coverage grade of 90. 1 in 2024, a man coverage rate of 91%, and a knack for making game-changing plays. He's got a rare combination of size, speed, and football IQ that allows him to shadow top receivers like a ghost, hence the nickname Ghost of Shutdown. His ball skills are excellent, and he's proven to be a reliable playmaker with 12 INTs over his career. And even with a minor ankle injury in Week 4, he bounced back quickly, showing resilience and durability. When you look at certain stats from 2024, it's clear he's in his prime. 4 interceptions, a career high in PFF grades, and a tight coverage rate that leaves quarterbacks frustrated. His ability to limit yards after catch allowed, just 3. 2 yards per reception makes him a nightmare for offenses trying to stretch the field. His consistency is what makes him so valuable. He's not just a shutdown corner, but a complete defensive back who can handle multiple responsibilities on any given play. On the other side, the Broncos' defense is already pretty tough, ranking among the best in points allowed per game, but they're aware that losing Surtain would be a blow. They're counting on the trade assets and draft picks to rebuild their secondary and fill in the gaps. The idea here is to get younger talent or draft picks that can be developed, especially as they plan for the long-term transition under coach Sean Payton. But in the meantime, they're willing to part with Surtain if it means acquiring a first-round pick in 2026 and a promising young cornerback, a move that could dramatically shift the balance of power in the NFC West. For the 49ers, bringing Surtain into the fold would be huge. Imagine the impact of adding a player of his caliber, especially with the current roster's needs. Green's injury history and the occasional lapses in coverage make the 49ers eager to upgrade their secondary. With certain, they could potentially elevate their pass defense by a significant margin. Projections suggest an increase of about 9 interceptions next season and a reduction in completion percentage allowed by roughly 20%. That's a game changer, especially considering how potent the 49ers offense already is. They're sitting at an average of 24 points per game, but with a more lockdown secondary, they could be even more dominant, forcing turnovers and putting more pressure on opposing QBs. And speaking of quarterbacks, the strategic implications are huge. With certain locking down receivers like Cooper Kupp and other top NFC West pass catchers, opponents will think twice before throwing into his coverage. His ability to erase a receiver from the game, combined with the 49ers pass rush led by Nick Bosa and the creative defensive schemes under defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryan, could make the 49ers defense one of the best in the league. The stats speak for themselves. Last year, Certain contributed to Denver's defense generating plus 120 coverage stops, and teams faced a significantly reduced completion rate when targeting him. Now let's touch on the playoff implications and Super Bowl odds. If the 49ers pull this off, their chances of reaching Super Bowl LX could skyrocket. Bookmakers are already adjusting their odds, moving from plus 1,300 to plus 600 for the 49ers to win the big game. The NFC odds are also improving, from plus 600 to plus 300, as experts believe that Certain's addition would be a major boost. His lockdown ability against top NFC contenders like the Rams, who rely heavily on their passing game, will be crucial during the playoff push. His coverage grade of 87. 0 in PFF against the Rams last season shows he's more than capable of controlling the best offenses in the league. In essence, this potential trade signals a shift in the NFL landscape. The 49ers are not just content with their current roster. They're looking to cement their dominance and make a statement with a move that could redefine their secondary's ceiling. Certain's presence would give San Francisco a formidable weapon in the secondary, one that can turn the tide in close games, create more turnovers, and shut down the NFC's top offenses. It's a risk for Denver, sure, parting with such a talented player, but if they get what they want in return, it might be a strategic gamble worth taking. So fans, keep your eyes peeled, because if this deal goes through, it could be one of the most talked about moves of the season. The 49ers are already contenders, but with Certain in the fold, they could very well be the team to beat. The NFC West is about to get even more competitive, and the San Francisco 49ers are positioning themselves to be on top of the mountain once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if Certain joins the 49ers, it's clear that the team's defensive identity, built around aggressive pass rushers and lockdown corners, will only get stronger. The coaching staff, led by head coach Kyle Shanahan and defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryan, are known for their strategic adaptability, and adding a player like Certain would give them even more freedom to design complex coverages and blitz packages. It's the kind of upgrade that could make the difference in those tight playoff games when every possession counts. The fan base is buzzing, and social media is already speculating about how this move could play out. The 49ers have been in the market for secondary help, especially after Green's injury, and acquiring Certain would send a clear message to the rest of the league. They're serious about reclaiming their spot at the top of the NFC. Plus, with the team's current cap situation, managing contracts and extensions will be crucial, but they've shown a knack for making those tough decisions to maximize their championship window. And let's not forget the historical context. The 49ers have always been a team that values elite defense, from the days of Ronnie Lott and Deion Sanders to the dominant defenses of the 80s and 90s. Bringing in a player like Certain would be a continuation of that legacy, creating a secondary that's as feared as ever. Potential for him to team up with the likes of Talanoa Hufanga and the rest of the defensive squad could make the 49ers defense a nightmare for NFC offenses. In conclusion, fans, this is a story to follow closely. If the trade materializes, it could be the move that propels the 49ers into Super Bowl contention once again. The NFC West is fierce, but with certain locking down one side of the field, the 49ers will have one less worry in their quest for greatness. Stay tuned, because this could be the start of something historic for the San Francisco 49ers, a team that's always been about resilience, talent, and relentless pursuit of excellence. We're on the brink of what might be the most exciting chapter yet in 49ers history, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.